Hello, I'm Renan Erickson. What I'm going to show you today is another live texture update application. But in this case, I've created an actual plugin, custom plugin, using the Adobe generator for Photoshop CC. In my last video, I showed you how to do live texture updating for Pixi.js with the default image asset plugin. But in this case, I'm going to do a new plugin that allows you to do updates. But if you haven't seen the live texture update, you can see I have a Photoshop file here, and this is a Pixi.js application running here. If I make a little simple change, you can see it automatically updates the application running over here on the right hand side. So you can do different things. You can come through here and make some of them disappear by just changing the fill here. So you can easily update different assets on the screen in Photoshop. Get a lot of different effects there, you see that. So how does this actually work? So the code for the plugin is on GitHub. So the live texture updater plugin for generator, and I just modified the image assets generation plugin. But what this allowed me to do was it allowed me to do things like by default the image assets generates all the outputted images into a folder called the same folder name or same name as the PSD with a -assets, but I wanted to be able to have more control, so I implemented some logic. So if you just have your first top layer have root equal and then some kind of path, it will use that as your default output path. And then any of your images, you can actually start putting paths in it now. So before, the image assets plugin doesn't allow that, and I'll show that in a second. So I have the PSD here. You basically go to GitHub, grab all my workflow repository and the live texture updater plugins here. And what you do is you take this whole folder and copy it and put it in your Adobe Photoshop CC folders plugins, and then a generator. And generator might not be there by default, so you'll have to create that with a capital G and then just paste it in there, restart Photoshop, and then it is available in Photoshop. When you open your file, you can go to File down here to Generate, and you see Live Texture Update. Just make sure it's checked, and it does those checks. The code for the example is under the Pixi one, and it's available here. So you see those images there, all getting exported by having the folder names here. That's an image asset thing, but like I said, I could actually go in here, then add a folder, so like image / and it will now generate it under an image folder and put it here. And then the source code that you need for your client is this little source code. So the only change you need to make to the Pixi example, so this is straight copy of their example off their GitHub and examples folder, and all I have to do is add this one line of code, and it does all the logic to do the WebSocket connection and update the Pixi textures. So using the live texture updater in Photoshop CC, then you get the live updates with this line of code in your client code. Now Pixi also is implemented as in some game engines called Phaser, so this could effectively give you some live update development in your games for HTML5. Thanks.